snuck out of my bedroom window to go to a party, I discovered that drinking screwdrivers makes you want to screw. The drink tasted like sour orange juice mixed with lava, so I downed it fast. But then some random boy handed me another one. "Thanks for coming tonight, Sera." I was surprised he knew my name. He was a high school boy, and I was just an almost 8th grader. We bonded over my Motley Crue t-shirt and his European sneakers that all the cool kids were buying. "Why haven't we ever hung out before?" I took a long, hard look at him with his spiky hair and zit-pocked face. He was not attractive at all. But the vodka kicked in, and I knew I'd lose my virginity to him. See, I never fantasized about how it would happen. There were never rose petals or lit candles or "I love you forever." I grew up with a Bible-thumping dad who taught me that sex was shameful, only for reproduction, definitely not pleasurable, and only when the husband initiated it. Having sex with a stranger was my way of exerting my power over my controlling dad. A few days later, my friend told me word got out I screwed this boy. "You better hope his girlfriend doesn't find out." "He has a girlfriend?" "Come on, Sera. Everyone knows he just has a thing for screwing virgins." Just like that, my power was gone. On the flip side, I became very popular with the boys. And as time went on, I learned how to manipulate sexual power to my advantage, for the most part. Whether I owned it or not, power felt much better than the shame my father expected me to feel about sex, so I embraced it. Of course, I did all the things people do, got married, raised a kid, got divorced, started dating again. But no matter who was in bed next to me, I was lonely. And I couldn't escape the role that power played in my relationships. And then I met this man who actually seemed to be interested in me as a person. When we talked about dating, he said the word relationship terrified him, but he wanted a woman in his life. He had a messed up past like me and opened up about it. "I don't tell anyone this." So I let my walls down, and that power dynamic I had always felt with men fell away. We had these marathon dates where we'd spend like 10 hours together talking about everything under the sun. He taught me how to cook gourmet meals and gave me advice on how to accomplish my goals. When I was with him, I was my truest self. I felt something I didn't recognize. I felt safe. Sex was a small part of our time together, but it was beautiful and intimate. One time, as we lay in bed afterwards, he reached over and took a hold of my hand. He didn't let go for a long while. It was the most intimate thing I'd ever experienced. This is what sex is all about. This is what I've been looking for my whole life. I just didn't know it. One day he called and said, "So, I found a girl I want to pursue a real relationship with, so this needs to end." "What?" "Sera, this was just sex." I don't regret my time with him. It taught me I can be vulnerable. And I'm the one that should decide what sex means to me. If I could go back in time to that night before I lost my virginity and talk to my 14-year-old self, I would tell her what I'd learned. I'd say, sex is not about power, it's about human connection. I'd say, you deserve more. I'd say, honey, ditch the screwdriver. Prosecco is much classier.